We had to start bringing shoes and socks for him because we didn't want to like be stuck. Like we're out like in Wyoming going to a bar. It's like, well, we can't go because Travis can't get in because he doesn't have a shirt or shoes or nothing on. We witnessed an affair in middle school between our teachers. And not only that, we had kids that were willing to really push the line in our classroom. This is what I was saying. Like, we push boundaries looking at Booty B's laptop, Big T's laptop, when they were not in the room and reading these emails that they were sending back and forth to each other.
I did not hear about this.
We were the worst kids. Like, we ruined Byron Center.
The first time I realized I was bald was when I got out of the military. I was going into the military. I was 21. And my mom, like, took a picture of me and my brother at the graduation. And, like, fucking, I was like, what's that on my head? Because it was a picture from behind. We were, like, kind of looking at something together. You know, fucking moms take pictures of weird shit. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, is that a fucking bald spot? No shit. Yeah, so after that, I just shaved my head ever since. Because, I mean, I was in the military, so I was like, what am I going to do with this?
That's crazy. Like, I never knew that. Although, straight up, all senior year, never knew that he was balding at all, receding back.
No. Shawnee boy's balding.
Got him too.
He shaved his head.
Everybody, I swear, kids you never knew though that we were growing up with that had luscious locks of hair, and you know you're jealous of them. At least I was straight up. And then all of a sudden, all these dudes just bald.
Flow.
Look at this fucking fool.
I was about to say.
Ooh, I have hair.
Mr. Ponytail over here.
Fucking what?
Fabio.
Dude, I just got some. I don't know. I got some long ass hair, dude. I guess I got, my mom is not balding, my dad balded, so I guess I got the good gene.
I have horrible family genes for every single one of mine.
Got lucky.
Was bald.
Well, welcome to Rekindled episode, what fucking episode is it?
What is it?
27, 28, 28, episode 28-ish, maybe. And we got a special guest today.
We do, a very special guest today. Shout out
Mick.
Hashtag Rekindled, right? We're really rekindling right now.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, sir.
Really rekindling right now. Light the fire.
Cody Kuiper!
Hey. That's how we do it. Appreciate
Skull
it.
clap. Woo.
I appreciate it.
Cody.
So,
Cody.
I guess, how do we start?
I don't know, man.
There's too many ways.
What you been up to?
Oh, what haven't I been up to is probably easier to honestly say. But shoot, from the beginning, since school, since I last seen Bogues, is that what you want from there? All right.
Wait,
okay.
Have you guys been, like, still talking to each other?
That's the thing.
Me and Cody just hit, we were like, boom.
Yeah, we're like, we always just come back. We go away for a few years, come back for a couple of years.
Looks
like
like
we've
the
always
DNA
been that
strand.
way. Straight up. It kind of does. Like me and Mikolai have always been that way. I swear,
Weird.
since even after high school, we've always kind of kept in touch though.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen Mick now. Well, maybe for like a minute or two, but like for a year, I don't think I've seen you. But Bogues, I mean,
Yeah.
straight up, it's been since high school. I mean, we can't even think of a time, any time between then. I mean, I was blown away last week when I get a call from you guys. All of a sudden, it's Bogart on the phone. I'm like, this is not real. That's why I said I don't even know what to say to you right now.
Yeah, like, what the fuck?
That's wild, though. That's what I was saying. Johnny would freak out too. Johnny Ball, when I was talking about that earlier.
Let's get him on.
You guys, honestly, I just want to say, just straight up to start though. This is a great idea, though, that you guys have with the rekindling of the old friendships and buddies. Like, I really, truly believe that this could be something big. Like, even just amongst us, even if it has to be just people that we grew up with that would want to sit down and listen to something like that. So I think what you guys are doing is awesome.
Thanks, man.
But as far as, back to me, as far as what I was doing, let's put it this way. After the last time I seen Bogart, well, it's been a rough road for the first few years. let's just say, we had a dabble with addictions. That was a deep, deep one. I think anybody who was in our grade knows that I was battling addictions. I mean, heck, I couldn't even finish senior year. I mean, flat out, I couldn't go to school. Like, there's probably some kids in our grade that don't maybe know that whole story or whatnot, but I mean,
there's big stories, many times,
many stories. But when you're getting too sick to go to school, and I mean, you physically can't sit there for 8 hours anymore. Like, it's really sad that a 17-year-old could be in that position. But
and they'd never think of it. They'd never look. They'd never know.
No, I mean, I went. There was one day I remember I went back after missing like a month and a half or something in the senior year, and I went back and it was so overwhelming, and I knew like that day was a mess. Like I knew I couldn't do it. And so anyways, I went and got my GED. I just went and got that right away. And it was funny because when I got the results from the guy like who did my testing, I sat down with him because they always go over your results when you go to pick up your after you do the 3 tests. Or 3 days you go, there's 5 tests I think you have to take. Yeah. And so he goes, I have to ask you this. You're not a normal case, are you? Go, what do you mean? He's like, your scores are just really, really high for someone like this and like your age and your like scenario. And so I looked down, I kind of told him, he's like, that makes perfect sense. Yeah. Asked me what school I went to, Byron Center. He's like, that's a very, very good school. Yeah. So, anyways, I got the GED. I went to GRCC. I went into business administration. That was what I thought at the time was the best because the economy wasn't really that great. And I thought that's a very wide, could apply to anything type of job. Thanks. But when I was, in college, again, addictions spiraled around and ended up
they always do,
falling right back down into the pits of hell.
Oh, they get you.
And that's where I really found out what the pits of hell were.
It's crazy, too. It's always the first one's never that bad.
No,
it's the one
you think it is.
You think you're like, no way, it'll get worse. Right. You go back to it. It's like 9 years sober, right? I go back to that. I don't even want to know.
Oh God. No.
Oh my! I thought that was bad. That'll be. It always gets worse.
Yeah. You're telling everybody I've hit rock bottom.
No, you haven't.
Oh my God, you're not even close, son.
Get clean for a year and then relapse. It gets worse every time.
Sonny, you're still standing on the diving board. You ain't rock bottom. Straight up, like.
Oh shit!
So I did that, and I really fell off hard, and it took a lot of rough nights, losing a lot of friendships, family. I mean, I pushed every boundary I possibly could to try to make that life work for me, and it just doesn't, as a lot of us know.
Me and Cody cross paths many few times these days of the dirty D.
Oh, dude, the dirty D.
Days of the dirty D. It's just never good, but many
wasting our lives sitting on just a
Myers
person
parking
to show
lots.
up. Yeah. Parking lots, sitting there wasting our lives.
5 hours, been told 10 times I'm 30 seconds down the road.
Yeah.
You're like, bro, it's 5 hours. He's like, I swear to God, I'm 1 mile away.
Oh, God, I couldn't ever believe. But think about it, hours of our lives gone, and probably days at this rate of how much we.
Could you imagine if you took that time and did something constructive?
I'm glad you said that because that is something that bothers me. That all of the time that we wasted of our youth, good, valuable time that we could have been spent putting into a craft or even just a hobby or something valuable and meaningful in our lives.
Anything.
I'm trying to
get
sat
in a hot car at 120 degree heat indexes inside a car in the summer, waiting on a guy to show up to help us out, as we thought.
Yeah.
So being such a good guy.
Yes. So once I finally realized in my life that was the end of it and I had to find a different path, August 10th, 2016, that's the day I decided no more dope, no more, anything. We're going to live our life a good, clean, give it a good, clean run. And since that day, we've been doing good. I got into concreting in 2015, and been doing it ever since. And I'm very, very happy.
Sweet. What was the turning point? Like, what was the thing that clicked in your head that said, we're done?
Was
it an event or was it just a goal you had in mind or something?
I think it was more or less just, I think every addict who's ever gotten over it and, you never really get over it, but when he turns that corner like you're talking about, it's just you get this feeling of just, you've hated yourself for so long. It just builds up to where you get sick of it. Like you eventually do just snap a finger and it just clicks with you that you're just sick of feeling like an idiot.
You
almost get so deep. You're like, well, I've tried everything besides liking myself. shit,
Yeah.
I guess I'll try that. And it's like
I call that.
you have to get so low to even have that thought.
Yeah.
You know, that's like not a thought because you don't like yourself during these times.
I
you
call
know?
that
So
the.
it's like,
I call that the wall, and like that's the day like you decided
Yeah.
I can go one way or the other, and no
Mhm.
matter which way I pick, I'm not going back, and I know it. So yeah.
It's
Damn,
time to
dude.
climb
I have
over
one of
it
those.
and break that ladder that goes over it straight up.
Yeah.
And then another one for me, it was like that kid, and then but like the ones that you thought were invincible,
Mm-hmm.
they're not invincible. They're gone now. You know, R.I.P.
Yeah.
to the closest friends I've ever had. But it's like, you know what I'm saying?
That was
It's
another
like
one too that I was gonna say was
invincibility, and you're like, that'll never happen. And all of a sudden, bam, the one who's like just Leo the Lion, invincible as could be, just tearing through whatever.
the guys you just didn't expect growing up that it would happen to. It did. The guys who
Yeah.
were the quickest, the strongest, some of the more athletic kids out there, even them, they could fall to it. And that was another driving factor
Scary.
why I wanted to quit was
Scary.
just because like you started seeing people, not so much our friends yet. That's what, if anything, our friends passing away and dying from the same things that we were doing only reinforced and cemented into me even deeper. I got to do this even for them, and I do not want to go back. And because I got to watch, like especially Tiefley, especially with him, that was a big one for me because I work every day. He
Yeah.
would sit next to me in that work truck. I'd be driving, and I'd watch him. I knew he ain't right.
Yeah.
Like he ain't doing well, and ultimately that's what got him. So, just remembering that's the big factor. And
Yeah, dude.
Coolest people too.
the other big one in my life that
know?
I got that I'm very blessed to say I have is my girlfriend Carrie. We've been going on just over 4 years.
Shouts
and
out, Carrie.
Shout out to Carrie and the kiddos. I will give the kiddos that. As much as y'all drive me nuts, I love y'all to death too because they keep me sane and they keep me happy.
keeps you straight, right?
They do.
So-
And, me and her got a townhouse out in Wayland. We have a nice little happy family. And, I realized maybe this is what I was just meant to be with God. And that was what was meant to just turn out. I don't need to spread my demon seed around and have babies or whatnot. Like, we're just content with the life we got. And
That's cool, man.
I'm happy with it.
That's
Straight
cool.
up.
the demon seed.
I'm not like, listen, I was a hellion as a child. Like, I can't be thinking about spreading my demon seed around.
Well, yeah.
Joking, but we're not gonna have kids. I've just decided it's just is what it is. It's the way God wanted it. It's the way it's gonna be.
So
You're
you remember,
happy and content.
you remember Emily, right? Emily.
For sure. Now
Yeah.
that's why I was gonna ask you. Are you guys married? Right?
Yeah.
You're still married.
Yeah, it's almost been
How
10
long has
years.
it been?
9 years.
Awesome, dude. That's
Yeah.
congratulations. That's hard to. You don't hear about people our
Right.
age like staying together that long.
Did you hear how that whole story happened?
I vaguely
I don't
maybe
even
back
know
in
how
the
that
day
story
happened.
heard about it, but I don't really know the whole story.
This is
I'm
a good
about to
one.
I'm about to buckle
This
in
is
for
a
this
good
All right,
one,
yeah,
boys.
straight up.
More
Let me
Pepsi.
hang on. Yeah, I need to get a
All
little
right.
bit more Pepsi.
So
in me.
Pepsi. Cheers to the Pepsi.
So obviously, Emily and I have
Cheers.
we've always been good friends all the time, hanging out all the time in high school and shit. And then I started dating Sam.
Right.
And dude, like before I left for the military, I had bought her an engagement ring, Sam.
See, now that's I thought you guys were that serious
Yeah.
back in the day.
And like I was planning on proposing to her like at my graduation.
Heavy.
Your military graduation.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, sheesh. So yeah, week 7 of basic training. I got 1 week left, and we get like our mail for the day, and there's one from her that said she's fucking leaving me.
not in the mail. A written letter in the mail.
I can't talk to anybody. I'm at basic training.
I mean, yeah, it's I guess in that scenario.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, that's the scenario and that's the time.
and I didn't even know why. She's never even told me why to this day. And well,
You
I
still
figured,
don't know.
Oh, I figured out why. You know a guy named Clayton Todd?
I remember him. What? I remember him.
Shut the fuck up.
That still blows my mind.
Yeah.
That still does.
Really?
You didn't know that?
They be fucking while I
really
was
didn't know
at
that?
basic training.
So wait a minute. Are they still together to this day?
They're married.
See, now that's what I thought.
I think they have a kid too.
See, that's wild.
So,
What the fuck
is going on right now? What?
dude, like we
He's
used to,
mind-blown.
and the fucked up thing is like I used to hang out with Clayton and like Brandon Romine and
You guys
like
just be fucking home.
Clayton was
Yeah.
always super respectful, nice kid. Like never had
Awesome.
an issue or problem with him or anything ever
Yeah.
growing up. His brother Tyler was in the grade above us. Like,
yeah,
I
he
mean,
he went to the Marines and like
yeah, that's right. He was in
yeah.
the military.
And like
Fucking him.
yeah,
Wow.
Oh my god.
So she left me for Clayton.
Bows.
Thank you, Clayton. She's a
Thank
fucking
you,
nightmare.
Clayton.
Shout out Clayton for taking that.
Let's put it this way, though. I gotta ask you this, though.
Lordy.
Yeah.
You really, really, really wanted the detour to be your father-in-law? Like, straight up. You really wanted that?
Rock bottoms every Thanksgiving.
Dude, I'm so
Pile driving
glad.
you.
I'm so glad I got out of
Can I
that
ask-
family.
I gotta
That's a
ask
good one.
this just because it's a good one, right? The detour was her favorite position, the pile driver.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry. I had to do it.
I can't answer in case my lady is watching.
I'm sorry.
Right?
And I know you are.
And I know
Sorry, I'm so sorry. It's just because her dad's a wrestler.
Oh, man.
It's so funny.
I can tell you
Oh,
some
the
fun
detour.
shit about
Not
their
just a
family.
wrestler, professional
Oh, I
wrestler.
can imagine.
The
I bet
detour?
you got
It's
something.
interesting.
The detour.
Man. Do you want to hear about the first? Okay, Emily, if you're listening, turn it off now.
This is
So-
the go part. Get out of here.
You've been warned.
Yes.
Oh my god.
So you want to hear how Sam and I first started together?
Yeah.
We used to flirt all the time in school.
Sure.
And one day she was just like, "Hey, you want to come over and study?" You know, one of those fucking things.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, "At your house?" Like thinking about, you know, her parents.
There's a detour.
Thinking the fact that her dad's the dean of students at
Yeah.
the high school and
And her
could
mom's
give
a
you
teacher.
whatever punishment. Right. It could any punishment he chooses.
This is epic.
All right.
So we go back and we actually go on her dad's bed. Her dad and mom sleep separate.
Oh.
So we went
Juicy
on her.
details.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it. Any more?
So and I was like, yo, I think I heard something. She's like, what?
Oh my god.
And I said,
lollipop. Lollipop.
Just-
I was like, I for sure heard something. Anyway, she's like, no, my parents don't get home until like 4:30 because they stay after and like make the plans for next day or whatever.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Next thing we hear is
Oh,
on the door. On the fucking door. I'm like, what, 15 years old, 16
what
maybe?
do you do at that point? Hide? I mean, your car's out in the driveway, just hide under the bed.
Yeah. she answered it. She's like, we'll be right out.
Oh, red
It was
handed.
her mom.
Oh, thank God it was her
Oh,
mom.
I needed this. I'm like, it was her
The
mom.
detour outside the door, just staring her down. Like,
That'd be a scary sight,
Fuck.
straight up.
Yeah, I'd be like, just kill me.
You might as well just kill me now. Throw me
So
downstairs.
anyway, she's sitting on the couch upstairs, and we get upstairs, and she's like, "What were you guys doing in there?" I was like, "I'm not saying
Studying.
a fucking word." And she's like, "I'll talk to you about it later." And she's like, "You know what you guys were doing in there is inappropriate." And shit like that, and I'm like, I'm fucking out of here.
Yeah, I'm getting out of here.
I was
right
like,
away.
I gotta go, and I just bolted. Okay, so fast forward, zip, zip, zip to the next day. The next day, I'm at school. I'm like, I know,
You know something.
Mr. knows.
He's coming around.
Like
yeah.
you know, they talk to each
that
other.
stare.
And I'm like the fucking dean of students. I gotta dodge this. I gotta dodge this bitch all day.
side-eye Joe every time.
I gotta dodge him all day, somehow. I do it. I'm in last. I think it was like period 7. I was in, dude. I was slipping through. I was like fucking hiding behind this Walter Jose.
Yeah, I'm about to say Wally. Yeah, ducking behind Wally, turning sideways behind Mike Whitcomb.
Fucking
Darko, my bad, Darko. That's what we called him.
Oh my gosh. So
But you made it to 7th hour.
made it to 7th
Yeah,
hour.
I'll catch you though.
And guess who it was? It was DeHaan's class.
Oh, yeah, oh god, yeah.
Fucking guy. Anyway, so it's like, dude, there's like 10 minutes left in the day. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, I made it. Like, I'm
He's
outta
already
here.
celebrating.
And his phone rings. His phone fucking rings.
Send him down.
And he's like, I just hear him. Okay, yep. Hangs up, and he goes, Bogard.
Uh-huh.
He goes, Mr. wants to see you in his office. I'm like, fuck. Dude,
Oh, shit.
I was shitting myself.
Oh, I would have, yeah.
I get in there, and he's like, close the door. And
Close that fucking door.
and I sit down, and he's like, so how are classes going? I'm like, oh my God.
small
I was
talk
like,
to start it
maybe
off.
he doesn't know.
Oh no, you ain't down there for no reason. He ain't down there to shoot the shit at 2:20. School's about to be out in 10 minutes. Up ain't calling you down to shoot the shit.
So anyway, he asked something. I was like, good. And he's like, how's hockey? Talked about hockey for a little bit. And he's like, no, I just want to talk to you about what you did with my daughter last night. Fuck. Are you going to make it, buddy?
Maybe you shouldn't sip on
I've
a
just
drink
talked
during
to
this
this
story.
man. I've been in his
I
office talking to
know.
him so much. I could
Right, you can envision it. You can envision this whole thing playing out.
I'm staring out the window thinking about, like, shit, you think I could break through that
He
thing?
would do it too. He'd be like talking to you about bullshit, and he'd be like, "So about that thing you did with my
That is exactly how he brought it
about
up,
that
too.
cocaine you thought you had in your pocket." I'm like, it was weed, but
It was like a sandwich. They were making a sandwich.
swear to God.
Oh, okay.
All right, so he asks you.
So he's like, I got to talk to you about what you did with my daughter last night. I was like, okay. He's like, it's not appropriate, blah, blah, blah. And then, dude, he was actually really fucking cool. He's like, I don't care if you want to date her. That's fine. But what you did was not appropriate and shit like that. Like, he was like fucking cool as fuck about it. Anyway, he's like, you can leave. Like, fucking get out. And
Quickly.
and then, like, I opened his door and he goes, oh, Matt. I was like, what? And he fucking tosses me my hat and he said, you left this in my bed.
Oh man, that's fucking legendary.
But honestly, though, you always have that.
Legendary.
For the rest of your life, you
Legendary.
always have that legendary card you could play like, ding, gotcha.
Yes.
Tip your hat on that.
Yes. And then we
Thanks,
ended up
big dog.
legendary.
Taking it
we
back.
ended up dating for that much longer after.
What a crazy fucking story.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I've been waiting to tell that one for a while. Felt like
it's
that
a
was appropriate.
crazy story.
So then I get out of after that.
Yeah, wait. So,
So I
so
go-
we're going back to what the fuck happened just before that.
So
I sent you a written letter.
yeah, so then after that I ended up like calling her like once I got my phone back and shit, and like she just like fucking kept blowing me off and shit, and I started talking to Emily again because she's like commented on a picture of me like in uniform. And she's like, there's no way that's Matt Bogard.
Yeah.
So I messaged her, and then we started talking.
Quick
and,
little in.
Something like that, though, could
Yeah,
just
dude. And then I
spark
came-
something so big for a decade plus now.
yeah, dude.
Almost.
And 2 kids.
So that's crazy.
Fuck
That's
yeah.
right. You do have kids
Yeah.
together. Well, I knew at least you had one. I've been off Facebook now for
Fuck yeah, me
years.
too.
I'm so happy without social media. I have YouTube. That's it. So I'm so happy, though, that I got off it. But I don't see anybody's pictures anymore. I have no idea what anybody's up to. People tell me, what, you didn't see that I got engaged? It's like, no, I don't know. If I don't talk to you, I don't know what happened.
Maybe 2 years, but I got social media now just because of my comedy shit. But
Well, it's important for that kind of stuff. You gotta have
The reason
it.
I have it's for business.
Right.
know?
You
Like
gotta
everything
have
on my Facebook's basically reposts from Jaina or some shit. You know?
Sure.
So it's like,
I was freezing.
bro, that is
That
the
AC kicks
craziest
ass.
story ever.
That's a good problem to have, though.
Yeah.
I'm just shocked.
That's
I'm just like, I didn't see that coming.
No, I didn't see either
I
of
didn't
those
see that
things coming.
coming.
Straight up.
Yeah.
That was
That's legendary.
Dude, and
Best
Emily and
Mick
I
and Cody
went from
ever.
we went from talking in September to like I know I want to marry her because her and I have been fucking best friends. She was like my best like chick friend, in high
Yeah.
school. I'm like I know I want to marry her, so I ended up proposing to her that November, like 2 months after, dude.
that's
Damn.
wow. That's
yeah,
cool,
like
though.
people thought we were nuts, and I'm just like, dude, I just know.
Sometimes
And
if you
then-
know,
if
you
you
know.
know, you know, dude. Look at
Yeah.
it now. If you know, you know. You know.
and then we were married in January, the following January.
So you guys went quick.
And then she
Holy
moved
cow.
to Arizona with me that's where I was stationed.
She was willing to take a leap of faith with you.
Bro, that's dope.
and then fucking rough road of
Well, that's-
addiction
well,
myself.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. And then
they they come in all shapes and forms and sizes, and
It
they
was-
can get you no matter where you're at or what part of your life you're in.
dude, it's been a wild ride since I've seen you.
Honestly, for both of
It's
us.
kind of nuts.
But when you make it to the other end, it feels a lot better.
Dude,
It's so nice. We're all on the other side.
Right though.
On the
All
other
on the
side.
other side, dude.
But remember those that didn't make it, because there's so
Yeah.
many that think about it, just even from our grade alone, or just even from our age alone, that we went to school with that didn't make it out. Like
Yeah.
Aaron Vanderheuvel, like
That one shocked me.
That is crazy.
Blew my
like,
mind,
Aaron,
bro.
Josh Elzinga. I mean, you got the T-Fleet. I mean, there's just so many of them that were dropping like flies there so quick.
Anna.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anna,
right.
Yep.
I mean, it's wild. So many. And then there's countless more that we know just individually, just through our own family trees or just from anything.
Yeah, bro. It's
Addiction's scary, dog.
You
I think we
never-
were counted up the one time, like, when I was at treatment, and just between it, like, I had like, I know over like 20 people, like, at the time it was that have passed away from this. And that's so sad.
That's
Like,
crazy.
That's wild that you know that many people.
When they tell you in rehab, you know how many, like, what is it, like 5% of people actually seek help? Or what is it, 10%?
Forget the number.
It's like a rare ass number that people who even seek help.
Right. No, it is.
You know what I'm
It's a
saying?
very, very low number. And that's why it's amazing that you got 3 guys here who actually did try to seek help, got the help, and are actually using it positively, because look at us.
Yeah.
Yep, it works.
I mean,
That's why.
it is possible to get there. That is amazing to say that, because about 10 years ago, I wouldn't have thought that.
No.
Yeah, for real.
Wouldn't have thought that, that's for sure.
No, dude, we did some crazy shit.
But it's just
Fucking
crazy,
nuts.
though,
we did
that...
some crazy shit.
Like,
man.
well, I was even talking to you, though, about, Mick, about, like, Club Hoodfield. Like, straight up.
Dude.
I call it that, but now, did you ever get to go to Club Hoodfield?
I don't think so.
Bro,
See,
that place
now,
was
this was
nuts.
now. What years exactly was Club Hoodfield open
We-
for business, Mikolai?
For business, he said.
Because let's put it this way:
go.
it wasn't an apartment; it was a club.
Yeah, right.
It was straight up a
basically-
club. He had, and it was a store, even at that too. It was a straight up store.
Is anything you needed it to be? We went from the trailer. We destroyed that
I'm
place.
gonna get a pop.
The trailer,
Bro, the trailer days.
I was just talking about this
the
at
trailer
work with
days
Trent
were fucking crazy.
and my brother about that trailer.
Can I have this?
Yup.
Can I have?
Bro, let me get some more Pepsi real quick, and we're gonna continue about the trailer days, bro.
So, okay, the trailer
did.
days. Let's give the credit where it's due. The trailer was a gift, basically, to Travis Bazan from his grandparents.
Yup.
Now, when we just, it wasn't even
Me-
Travis's. Let's just
me
say,
and Trav were looking for trailers. Me
you
and
guys
Trav,
were together on
Yeah,
it.
me and
Yes.
Trav were looking for trailers, and then everyone just piled in once we got it.
I was about to say, you might as well just call it our trailer, or like we all.
But no,
piled
they
in.
gifted it to him, but
They-
he never
yes.
told me.
Right. They gifted it, like, basically gave him this trailer.
Yeah.
Cheap rent, like, all that said, this is your place. You can hang out there for the summer.
Wow.
And it turned into not a house. It turned into a just ultimate party club. You name it. Open door policy. And
The locks didn't even work.
I was about to say, after a while, I don't even think the doors worked.
There
Like,
was
you
no
barely
door.
even got
The
doors
doors,
shut.
every door besides the one to my room,
What year was this?
broken.
Probably 2012 or
This was
13.
right after
So, like,
high
right
school.
after school.
It was like
Right
2012. Yeah.
I don't even think we were 21 yet, because I was always nervous out there we were going to get MIPs, because
yeah.
I was like 100% cops are getting called like multiple
That's
nights
so
all the
crazy.
time.
Did
I
they?
always was for sure
No.
thinking one of us was
We're-
going to get MIPs.
We're deep out indoor.
But
Like, deep out
luckily
indoor.
enough, you were deep out indoor. It was actually probably, I don't even know if they consider it Hopkins or Door area, but regardless, the neighbors were meth heads and like
Yeah.
crazy people too.
They came
so-
over to the parties. What was the guy we used to freestyle with?
Freestyle.
There was the big African American man, and then his buddy who always brought over the six pack.
The neighbor, but I don't remember
Do you
where
know
he
who I'm
was
talking
from. I
about?
vaguely do remember that guy who you
He
freestyle
worked
rap
at the
with.
meat factory.
Yeah, he did.
Shit.
But
Oh
the
my
trailer.
gosh.
It's listen. It's that.
Bro.
That's all. Like that's the crazy part of the
Okay,
story.
hold
Is there's a
on.
They
lot
would
of
come over
random
all the
people in
time,
this.
though, dude. Like
The crazy
yeah. Oh, so
black man who freestyle
He's not-
rapped with you guys.
Yeah.
he's crazy cool. Like he was
Okay.
really cool. Like
Listen,
They
this
was
is hard.
drinking.
These days
he
are
was a
hard to
hard-working man, worked up at
describe.
the meat factory. He was cool as
Worked
shit.
at the meat factory. Okay, now I know who
Now
you're
we know
talking
exactly who we're talking
All right,
about.
keep
here.
going.
Now we know exactly. But I'm just telling you, these days were super hard to describe and to really be able to put into words the context of debauchery that was going on here. Like, you want to hear, like, Wolf of Wall Street stories? That
yeah?
kind of shit happened in this house.
It was just in the trailer.
I mean, Jesus, I don't even know how, but in the shower, somehow in the bathroom from the living room, there was a hole that got made perfectly looking right in the shower. And let's just be honest, lots of women would go into that bathroom.
They still used it.
And, you know, let's be honest, there was a lot of creepy dudes that would come into that trailer. And who the hell knows if that was accidentally put in that perfect spot?
I'll tell you exactly
or
how it
someone
happened.
purposely put it there.
Bro, we're watching fucking Prison Break, and Buzz goes in the bathroom, and you know we're all fucked up. Buzz goes in the bathroom, and we're just chilling watching Prison Break. You remember the days of Prison Break, because that's the only fucking thing we had to watch. So we're just rewatching Prison Break, all fucked up all the time. Great show though. Prison Break's great.
Shouts out Prison Break.
For real though, Michael
Prison Break is a
Schofield.
great show.
Michael Schofield.
Right.
What's the Italian guy's name?
Oh shoot, what is it?
It's gonna drive me crazy.
I know, because we only watched it at the trailer. It's the only time I ever watched it was out there.
It was so good.
It was.
Start with F. I don't know, but so
I really don't remember now. You got me stumped.
we're watching it, right? And all of a sudden you just hear boom. We're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what
right?
the hell is
You
that?
hear boom. We're like, what? And all of a sudden you see a fish just go through the wall.
And it's Buzz.
And he pulls it back. He goes, I really didn't think I could do it, but I did it.
Oh my gosh.
Straight through the
Straight
wall,
up
bro.
Buzz
Oh,
punches
just
a
had-
hole.
Straight through the wall, bro.
But for what? For what reason? Was it just because he's fucked up, or was it because he wanted a hole to be able to look through in the bathroom to look at all the girls? Probably the second one. Just gonna say with Buzz. I mean,
Titties.
good God,
I swear though.
he had himself some nights with some women in that freaking trailer. Let me tell you.
Master bedroom. With
Oh, he had the big bedroom in the trailer, this nasty, dirty bed. Let me tell you this as well. Travis, that summer, God bless Travis, rest your soul. I love you to death, kid, but
Family.
that summer you were fucking disgusting. And you had those savage feet. And you never once ever wore your socks or shoes anywhere. I swear to God, we had to have, like, he went everywhere barefoot. He did. You remember that?
8 months.
He did for like 2/3 of a year. He straight up. He would wear nothing though. Barefoot, and he would try to go into every store and try to do it, and they would all yell at him to go out. Sometimes the people wouldn't even care and say, "I just whatever, Travis. What do you want?"
Bars with those shoes.
We all.
Feet are black as shit.
Yes, the most disgusting savage feet you could ever have. And he's like, we had to start bringing shoes and socks for him because we didn't want to like be stuck. Like we're out like in Wyoming going to a bar. It's like, well, we can't go because Travis can't get in because he doesn't have a shirt or shoes or nothing on. So he lived a whole summer like this. Now, may I remind you, the kid didn't shower, so his feet are like hobbit black. He's like, yeah, he's literally though in his nasty bed, no sheets, just this,
Fucking these bitches.
just this mattress. I'll never forget the night he had that big girl that he couldn't help himself.
What you
It
talking
was
about?
a big girl.
Oh my God,
And we gave him shit for a year about that though. But I'm telling you, it was just those every night there was something going on at that house.
Oh my
A
God.
party, hangout, whatever it may be, and it was just disgusting. Like there was no trash service probably by the end. There was
But we
no
didn't even have heat. We used to
Right.
We used to heat the trailer by opening
the
up
oven. Yeah, that's right, the oven.
I'm
So-
not a cup holder.
When
I'm
we
sorry, I was
when we
about-
made the, pick up your
Thank
own
you.
drink.
Thank you. I'm so
Get
sorry.
your Pepsi in your
It's
hand,
just
dang
Pepsi,
it.
dog. I'm just
But when you
about
get to
fucking
this
die.
level of just dirtiness, it's like we got to get out of this, Phil. So thank God, Mick and Dave Cobb opened up Club Hoodfield. Not
Yeah.
that it was ever open with the intention of being a club. It was supposed to be a home, but it turned into a club, and it was open 24/7.
We had Sharky and Kurtzel living on the couches.
Exactly. You needed something at 10 a.m., come over to Club Hoodfield. We're
Right.
open for business. You need something at 4 a.m. when you get out of work? We're open for business. All you can eat pancake breakfast. Come on down.
What are you doing today? Extracting wax.
Yeah, no shit. We're sitting out here with butane in a tray, extracting wax shooting it through the worst way possible.
Off to Allegan, then home to extract the wax.
Off to Allegan to a. You know, this is something that I've always thought about too. Now I
You know
won't say.
Swami? Shout out
Okay, I'll say
Swami.
that. That's not his name. Swami in Allegan. This man has cataracts. Can't see a thing, but can grow the best bud ever.
So fire.
How do you do that? Well, maybe not ever,
met
but
him
you know
on
what I mean.
Craigslist.
How do you not see?
I swear to God, I met him on Craigslist.
You know
We're
what's
looking
funny
for
is,
plugs. We're just going through Craigslist looking for people with caregivers.
to this day, I can still get to his house.
Oh yeah.
I still remember it's Godwin Street.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Isn't that the saddest part?
We gotta beep that one out.
That's
But yeah.
Oh, I
It
didn't
is.
think about that.
Oh no, you're
but-
good, but it is. It's exactly
Wait, I
where
don't
it
think
is.
he actually lives on that, but
Probably moved.
That's the
Like,
one
nice
you
ass
go to.
house.
Well, you turn on that room, but whatever, it don't matter.
That's nuts, yo.
But when you got up to that type of crap, that's what we did for 3 or 4 years in our life.
Just wasted time.
We wasted all of our lives with the trailer and Club Hoodfield.
Bro, Club Hoodfield
But they
was
were
fun,
memories that, you know, I'll never forget.
We was
If
broke at the
anything-
trailer. We was balling at Club Hoodfield.
That is true. Club Hoodfield was a lot better living and a lot more just cleaner. Let's put it
Yeah.
that way. A lot cleaner
Yeah, that's
and
for
whatnot.
sure.
But as far as it goes, that just, if anything, was memories that you're happy you had them. You're happy they happened because they're a part of you, but they also made you grow the hell up once you did get over your shit and finally
Yeah.
start to. It's like,
You're like-
wow, yeah, I've been quite a child, basically.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
time to just grow up and take a little
Like, that was-
responsibility in
that's
life.
crazy.
Straight debauchery. I probably should.
Wolf of Wall Street stuff. That's
Oh
all I
my
can tell
God.
people is I could go through the stories, but it would take us 2 nights to go through them.
Yeah.
Bro, more probably longer.
And I don't think this would last very long on YouTube if you went through a lot of them.
No, right? We even get into. Yeah, no, you can't
You'd
really.
be flagged for some stuff.
Yeah, no, dude. Oh, man.
Yeah, no,
Fuck
dude.
you guys.
All that stands out is just like Joe Dirt.
Black feet. Dude,
When I
I'm
came-
fucking dead.
Savage foot, bro. I
Savage.
can't fucking. I forgot about that for a little bit. Too,
Yeah,
'cause
there was
some
at one point you had
crazy
like
shit.
4, 5, 6 people living in this like 2-bedroom
There was,
trailer,
like,
some
yeah.
bull or 3-bedroom
There was
trailer.
Sharky, Bert, me, Buzz, B Money. Who was the
Oh, that's
other
right,
one?
Brian. Yeah, Brian was there.
Was that it?
Smokable?
There was 3 people.
He
There was
always would
3
say
people
that.
rooming
That's
in one room.
literally his go-to line.
There was
Smoke a C or smoke a bowl.
Smokable? he like raises his eyebrows and tilts his head. Yeah. Smokable?
Remember that one room? There was just 3 mattresses laid down.
I've actually gotten robbed by Travis.
By Buzz?
I believe,
What?
I believe it.
Oh, you gotta tell. Wait a minute. You gotta tell us this story.
I believe it.
Wait a minute. Well, I want to
And
hear
I
it
just-
on the podcast.
And I just figured out, I just put it all together as to how he did it. Because to this day, I was even thinking about it today for some reason.
yeah.
About like, how the fuck did he do that? Okay, so
Smarter than he came off.
so
Yes, he played dumb.
but no, it just I think I pieced it together. So I was like good friends with Matt Meyer.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And like
I thought of him.
Matt Meyer.
him and he just had a kid.
Oh, good for him. Congrats.
So him and I would always throw like fucking ragers at his house. And
He was always cool.
yeah, and because him and his brother just lived together, and we were
Mm-hmm.
like fucking 18 years old, or it might have been right after high school. Anyway, like Travis showed up, and then Diaz was there, and like, dude, there was like 50, 60 people there. It was pretty big, and I was like, we had like fucking strobes, like 7 strobe lights in his barn, like laser machines, fog machines. I was fucking DJ, dude.
So it was a
DJ
fun
Snickers,
time.
yeah.
Having a good night.
And I had a tip jar sitting right
the
next to me.
tip jar.
And like if someone wanted to hear something
Classic.
song, and I'd like mix it up and
Yeah,
shit.
throw a little something.
Yeah,
in, I'll get you something.
dude, I must have been close to $300. And then fight breaks out.
Of course.
Diaz,
Yeah, of course. It's one of the two.
him and somebody else were fighting. I left to go break it up. I think that's when he took it.
Oh, I could believe it though.
Someone saw him take it and leave. That's the only way I know that it was him. I'm like, why the fuck didn't you do anything?
Right, you watch him doing, don't
Yeah.
do nothing, don't confront him or
Yeah.
anything. But I could totally, honestly.
Do you
it
think
sucks
that-
to say, but
Dude,
But now
could
I know
see it.
why.
Yeah.
Now I know why. I understand.
At the
Because
time,
I've done
we
some
were
dumb
fucked
shit
up.
for.
he
Yeah.
was a spur of the moment type of person, like
Smart.
that too. Like
Fuck, I
saw
would've
his
done-
opportunity come
yeah.
and jumped on it. Didn't
I
even
would've
think
done
twice
the-
about it.
I would have done the same thing in his scenario.
Yeah,
Bro,
it
I'm at his
sucks.
birthday. I'm at his birthday. We're at Pete's,
Mm-hmm.
getting wasted, having a good time. Everyone's there. Everyone, everybody, Fleers,
Oh,
everybody, right? Bigsby's waiting on us and shit, right?
Yeah, right. He's up there. Yeah.
I swear to God, I got 2 of them for you. That'll reinforce this. So we're sitting there. I pay. I literally pay. I leave. Right. I'm wasted though. Right. You know. I wake
Oh,
up
yeah.
in the morning. I'm getting blown up and called from Bigsby and like 2 other Clay Vermeers and shit. They're all like, "You didn't pay your fucking tab, right?" I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, no, like I was wasted, but I 100% paid my
Right,
tab.
I
I'm
know
like,
I
what the
paid
fuck?
it.
I was like, get the cameras, dog. What? And they didn't believe me because I was just like, oh shit, like, you know. So I'm like, who the fuck? I'm like trying to think. I was like, who did I sit by? I was like, I was next to Buzz the whole time. I call Buzz. I go, you motherfucker. I was like, they're calling me saying I didn't pay. I was like, no, like I paid, right? Like, what's up, dog? Because we were chilling really heavy at that time. Oh, I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro, right?
I'll give you the runaround.
I'm like, okay, bro, but I kind of knew, right? I was just kind of like, bro, like, what happened, bro? There's no other explanation, you know?
Right, for real.
Like, I think John Ball was next to me too. I was like, you think he's someone like who's not gonna take for me? You know what I'm saying?
For real.
He's like, no. I'm like, okay. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. He said no. I hung up. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck happened. I'm like, I'm coming right now to pay it. Basically, I had no intention of ever doing that, bro. Like, what the fuck? I'm giving you tips. You know? He was just doing his job. He was just doing his job because he was probably out the money if I didn't pay. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, for sure. It's not Clay or Rye's fault or nothing like that, but
Bisbee's like about to go up into work. Apparently, fucking Buzz like told him that he took my money.
Oh, really?
I set the money down and Buzz goes and pockets it. Bro, and he comes up to my house, came to my house and gave me the fucking money bag and was like, I did it, bro. I was just fucked up. I'm sorry, dog. Like, I told him, don't worry, you're good. Like, I was like, the
At least
fuck,
he came
dude?
to admit it to you, but still, I mean, it's like, why do a brother dirty like that? But it's that mindset you're in, though. It's the mindset that just takes over you.
Anything.
Bro, we're in the
it's
strip
like a little
club.
demon inside of you.
He tried to snatch a stripper tip, bro. And we, all of a sudden, I'm in the booth with, Jana's, turn this off.
Dumb thing
I'm in the booth with, do you remember that girl, Kush?
Yes, I do.
You remember when we all went?
You wouldn't know this girl, but he does, and I remember her. Let's put it that way.
You remember, right?
Oh, I remember you and this Kush girl. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm in the fucking booth. I'm in the booth with her, and all of a sudden, and we're like, we've been in there, and all of a sudden, this girl comes running over. She's like, "Yo, I know you're friends with this dude. The bouncers are taking him out, and they're about to fuck him up outside." I'm like, what
the heck?
Instantly, I'm like, what did he do? You know,
Right.
Run up there.
One of many things.
Bro, the stripper's like yelling. He's like, you took this stripper's money, right? She's like, you took my fucking money out of the tip jar at the bar, right?
Tip jars.
He goes, empty your fuck. He's like, I don't got no money, right? He goes,
have
empty your
something going
pockets. He opens up his pockets. The guy grabs this money, and it's got one of those like fucking like leg things wrapped around it.
Yeah.
He's like, I swear to God, that's mine.
I can see him too, both plates. Just say it too, like he meant it.
Dude.
Ain't no way that's yours. That's mine.
He's like, I swear to God, this music all right.
Kind of last week.
And
That is
luckily
him.
me, I think, I want to say Tyler was there, Bert was there. There was a couple people there, but we were all like, no, like, he'll never come back. And I'm over with the other bouncer. I'm like, bro, can I please come back, bro? Like, come on, dog. Like, he's like, no, you guys are good. Just make sure you don't ever fucking come back here. I was like, no, you...
I will listen.
Yep, I will listen. I will oblige. Follow. You know, but yeah, multiple times.
Bye, Calvin. Thanks for stopping by,
bro. I
See
love
you,
you, Calvin.
Good luck singing.
Come sit with me. I'm kidding. I gotta go sing. Are you sure? Oh, okay. Hell yeah. Good luck, my friend.
Shouts out, Calvin.
Shouts out,
He'll
Calvin.
Shout out to Calvin.
He'll be on next pod.
Calvin's a really good bowler.
He's a really good bowler, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Sometimes you just, you know, you're in a bad state.
Bye,
you know,
Kobe.
like you said, you'll do anything on that shit.
Kobe's not
You'll
leaving
do
yet.
anything for it, though, for real.
That's what I came to find
shit.
out. I was doing the same kind of shit. I wouldn't say certain type of shit, but I was stealing for sure. You know,
I was lying, stealing, cheating. I did any kind of hustle you could think of. I
can't fault nobody for being
shoot.
on that shit. You know what I'm saying?
There's no one to blame but myself. I mean, and what the craziest part is nobody like can even like fathom this is that like I did my first like opiate like real line. Well, not even just that. Like straight up the big H when I was 16 years old. Like.
Wow.
It's crazy. Like when people hear that, they're like, "You guys were seriously that young."
I didn't know that you guys were doing that.
I didn't do it at 16, but I started popping like
That's crazy too, because that's like
methadones,
when we stopped like hanging out.
toxins.
Why do you think we stopped hanging out, Bogues?
Shit
You
like
were
that.
a little bit smarter than us, and I think you realized y'all are into something that I don't know about.
Maybe. But I
think you guys were just subconsciously smart enough, like, because there were certain friends that started
partied.
distance. Sean Haverdink, Taylor Brown, shout out to them. They were very good friends of mine that started to, as high school went on,
grew up a little
away.
faster.
We grew up together. Like Sean was my best friend. Like from wee young. Like I'm talking like.
No, I'm saying like they started growing up a little faster, and you kept kind of down.
For sure.
Yeah,
that is what happened in that scenario.
Isn't it crazy? Sure. I feel like it's either one or the other after school. Mm-hmm. Like you're either gonna drop
You don't just streamline in the middle. You either excel and go through the roof, or you go through the school of hard knocks and have to go around the block a few times, learn about life.
Yeah.
And that is exactly how it goes.
You get like the crash course in life.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Sometimes a little harder crash than others.
Right, but like whether that happens because you have it more figured out, or whether, you know, it's like a just straight crash course.
Yeah.
You know, because do the people who just excel go through such a crazy crash course? Or do they go through a similar crash course in just a different way?
I think that they're better prepared for adulthood than we might have been.
Sure. I think that's for sure.
How do you parent, you know? That's a hard thing to do in the end.
Shoot, parenting, that's a tough one.
You know?
I'm even finding out now that it's weird just because, like, with my situation, they're like my girlfriend's kiddos, they're not babies. They're grown up. So it's like, just even the step parenting role, it's just been, I don't know, it's just something with parenting has been super difficult, but it made me grow up so freaking fast. That is the one thing, I swear, in the world that will make you grow up faster than anything else is parenting.
It was like they look at you and you're supposed to be like smarter and wiser, so you got to be like, fuck, these little shits are like outwitting me.
They do.
I can't let that happen. I'm the smarter, wiser one. I'm older.
You're supposed to be, but
like,
they amaze you sometimes at what they can come up with.
They smart.
Fuck yeah.
They smart. That's for sure. Give them more than we give them credit for.
So you got Bogues has got his 2. Now Mick, you got now
2.
I got 2, and I'm gonna have another one in probably 2 weeks.
So you're gonna have
3 total.
3 total, correct?
Yeah, and my wife wants 1 more.
Jeez, isn't that
I want
crazy?
2 more.
You want 2 more.
So does my wife.
So you want 4.
Like, we're about ready.
You don't think 4 is too many?
No.
You like 4.
Yeah, 4 is good.
And what about you, Mick? You going for 4?
I like 3.
My oldest,
she likes 3 too, but she's like, I want, you know.
my oldest
yes.
is my oldest is 8, so I figured in the next year or 2, if I start having kids, then I mean my boy will be like almost a teenager by the time these kids are smaller.
Yeah, you gotta
so
think
it's
about
like
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You really do. It's crazy to once you hit that 30 mark in your life, how everything, your whole mindset on life changes to like, I'm getting old, boys. Like it's time to really start thinking about this stuff.
I was telling. Go.
I was gonna say it took me a flight out to Colorado visiting my best friend from the military, Johnny O'Neill. Shouts out. Yeah, I visited him October. It was the October before I got sober, so December 17th is my last time, or my first day sober. But I think it was October of 21, maybe. I flew out there and I like needed a life-changing event. That's why I went out there, and we went and fucking stayed at this bunkhouse in the middle of the mountains and fucking ate so many mushrooms, like 10 grams each.
Oh, so really looking for a life-changing experience.
Dose. Yeah, like dude, it was like mind-blowing. And like we first ingested them and then we rock climbed to the top of this fucking mountain, and I was tripping balls, dude,
I can believe
on the top, and like just looking out at the world, and like, dude, I don't know. And then we went down and finished them off, and it was like, dude, it was absolutely nuts. It changed. And then we sat in there and like talked about life and fucking bawled our eyes out together, and just like just big old ego death, man.
You can have those really deep moments and like meaningful moments on those types of nights when you take that stuff.
Hero dose.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then I came back and I was like, it's time to fucking grow up, pretty much, and take accountability for my situation. Like everything that's bad that I get so stressed about is my fault.
And you can avoid it by making better
decisions. I was so busy blaming everybody else for my shit. Oh, why never me?
Oh, why me? Why is this happening to me? Because you fucking did it.
No.
I always played the world's smallest violin, like you said. It was always something else. It was never my fault. It was always something else.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the
once
truth.
you start taking accountability for your own shit and saying like, my situation is the way it is because of me. And only I can change that. Yeah.
And once you get that going in your head and start living by that and truly living by it, it'll all start clicking for you.
Yep.
It really will, one by one. I mean, if you would have asked me, going from where I was at in 2016, being as low as I was, and I mean, like straight up, there was a point in my life where I wanted to die. I didn't want to live. And I mean that. And I was getting so sick every day, and every morning you have to come up with a new way to make so much money to try to just feel normal.
Yeah.
And that's just the start, the first problem of your day. Then you got to try to live your life after that.
Yeah.
And I
You
got
gotta
so
feel normal like 3 more times that day.
right, and I got so sick of that, and it was just something about just always that feeling of wanting to die, and
Yeah.
I just couldn't do that anymore, and something about it clicked with inside me, and I don't even know where I was going with it, but I just beyond happy and beyond belief that can turn around and change so much, because if I can do that shit and be that far down in that hole, which I know all of us have our own holes and rock bottoms that we were at.
Yeah.
But if I feel like if I can get out of that crap and I can make it work, anybody truly can if they want.
Though?
You just got to take
Shit,
accountability
bro.
and put that
That's
first
why
step out.
We was the ones who really didn't give a fuck, and now we kind of give a fuck.
Right.
You know
That's
what I
why
mean?
we start. That's pretty much like another reason why we started this podcast, is like so we could reach out to people and like maybe help somebody before it's too late for them. You know what I mean? Like help them get out and
Yeah.
yeah.
And there's there's many ways to do it. You
For
know what
sure.
I'm saying? There's
For
many
sure.
ways. Like, your battles are your battles. You can overcome them. You know?
Yeah. The biggest
Whatever
thing,
battles they are.
whatever your situation is, you're there because of you.
Yeah. That's facts.
You guys want to hear a story?
Yes.
Do
I
you
wanna
want to
hear
hear
a
a story about me?
Yes.
Yes, I do though, Bobes.
Fucking so selfish. so
Do
selfish.
it. Do
So
it.
I thought of this story this week and I was like, dude, how have I never told that on the pod? So I was getting out of the military. Oh yeah, and they threw like a going away celebration for me. Just some of us like closer guys, like 10 of us.
They buy you a cake?
No, fucking what the fuck?
It's a going away celebration. I
Yeah.
assume
It's
there'd be a cake. No cupcakes, nothing.
I'm saying what the fuck? Like, why didn't they give me a cake?
Right? Thank you.
Yeah,
So anyway-
exactly.
See, you
Sorted
know?
out here, but
Yeah, what
all
the
right.
fuck?
Sorry.
So-
we now established no cake.
Yeah, so we're at my buddy's house, and it's a sweet house. We
Can't
got
believe they didn't
fucking
give a cake,
games
sorry.
going on and shit, drinking, and someone has the great idea to go down to Westgate, which is like this cool little fucking district with like a bunch of bars and stuff.
Are we in America?
Arizona.
Okay,
Yeah.
Arizona,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, Phoenix.
Phoenix. Gotcha. Very dry down there.
Yeah, very, very, very dry. So someone's like, "Well, let's go to Westgate." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm not fucking going to Westgate. I'm not spending any money." And they're like, "Dude, fuck that. I got you all night." So I'm like, "Okay, if I'm not paying for anything, I'll go." So we go down there, and I was already drunk before we got down there, and then I'm like making people buy me shit because I'm like, free shit.
Well, you gotta milk it once you
Yeah.
I'm here. You better
So-
fucking make it worth my time.
At one point, I had, like a vodka Red Bull, and then my other hand, I had this drink that they call an adios motherfucker.
Oh.
And I had like
Just sounds bad.
it's
just
so
sounds
it's just
stay away.
a bunch of booze
Yeah.
mixed together.
Sugar and booze.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
Adios,
Stir it up.
motherfucker.
Stir it up, then drink it, fatty. Lubricate yourself. So I was trashed. So we get an Uber to go back to his house because that's where we were crashing. That's where cars are and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So not your house. I'm just
The guy paying for the night's house,
yeah,
right? Okay.
yeah.
kidding.
So we're
Pointed at me. I
was
I was confused.
fucking like almost blacked out. Like I was browning out, And I was like, dude, I have to sit up front. Like I can't sit in the back. I'm gonna throw up. So it's like a 20-minute drive to his house. Like it's significant.
That's a good enough if you get
Yeah.
car sick. That's a
Yeah.
long enough drive where it's torture.
So I'm like,
Bad time to
I
be
feel it
car
coming
sick.
on. Like I feel it coming on. Like it's gonna happen. And we're in this Uber. And I'm sitting in the passenger seat, and I was just like kind of like fumbling over, and I was like trying to roll the window down, and I was like, "Can you roll the window down?" And then as I threw up on the driver, and then I like tried to go out the window. I forgot that it was closed, and I went
Just spray it all over too.
no!
down the side of the fucking Uber, and then I finally got it open, and this dude
You were in an
pulled
Uber?
an Uber.
So a scale of 1 to 10. A scale of 1 to 10. How pissed was this Uber driver?
Oh, I'll tell you. He pulls over on the side of the highway.
On the highway.
Yeah, we were on the highway.
Oh, shit.
Pulls over on the side of the highway and kicks us all out. Literally kicks me.
Right on the side of the highway. You were kicked right out. And he kicks you out.
Yeah, like he gets up over the center console and kicks me out as I'm opening the door. Yeah, fucking.
Do you felt like you deserved it?
Yeah, I did. And
That
like the
freaking sucks.
the whole time I'm like, I told you I didn't want to go out.
You made me do this. Why did you make me do this?
So I'm like,
What were your friends doing at this time?
they got kicked out too.
They were with him getting kicked out.
Yeah,
of
you
the
probably
So
cab.
it was like there was 3 people in the back. So now there's 4 of us. This dude fucking drives off. So there's 4 of us on the side of the highway, and like the side of the highway in Arizona isn't like here.
They don't have big shoulders.
They're like fucking huge, like rocks. So we're like
Oh,
basically
yeah.
rock climbing, twisting ankles the whole fucking time.
just wasted.
I'm falling like every 3 steps. I shattered my phone. Like
Oh,
it
shit.
was one of those nights where I'm just like, fucking leave me here.
Might as well just lay on a rock and wait till
Yeah.
the sun comes out.
Yeah, just bake in the sun. Maybe a rattlesnake will kill me. No, so we ended up calling a buddy that lived kind of close, and he had a pickup truck. And I'm like,
Just throw me in the back.
I'm like, I gotta sit in the front, otherwise I'm gonna.
Yeah, we gotta do this all over again. I gotta be in the
He
front.
goes, "Are you
Oh my
fucking
God.
kidding me?"
Listen, I got kicked out of an Uber because I was not doing well. I gotta do this again with you.
I gotta sit
By
in
the way,
front.
pick me up at mile marker 118.
You're making a big deal about it too. You're like, no, I got to. Like,
No,
you're like,
and he goes-
You're like, no, back
He
won't
said,
do.
"Motherfucker, sit in the bed."
You're gonna sit in the bed, yeah.
So I hopped in the bed, and I'm like, I don't want to be alone. So they fucking sent out the like lowest ranking guy.
Get the lowest
I
guy
think
in
it
the
was-
total
yeah.
pull back there to hang out with Matthew.
Yeah, I think it was my boy Rumley. And dude, I was throwing up the whole time in the back there, just out the back while he was
That's
driving down the
so-
highway. Oh shit!
That would be
Yeah.
terrible. I'm
Anyway.
gonna say though, I feel bad for you in that scenario because I've been there, done that. But if I'm the Uber driver, I might kick your ass out of my car too if you puked all over me as well.
Dude, I'd be so
I'm
pissed.
throwing
I
like
wouldn't have
2
picked
good
me
ones.
up.
I'd be like 1, 2. He won't remember. Get out the car.
It was his fault for picking me up, right?
Facts, though, yeah.
But
fucking-
yes, if you see someone that's that intoxicated and you know that there's a chance they might throw up or something, you might just
Yeah.
tell them sorry guys.
You knew
find
the
someone
risk.
else."
He knew the risk.
He did.
Yeah.
So fair enough.
Yeah.
Well played, sir.
Yeah.
Well played.
Yeah, it was like a $250 charge.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, for cleaning fee and all
Yeah.
that. Yeah, they do
Yeah.
get you on that stuff. Yeah.
And at that time, I probably had like $400 to my name.
So you're like, shit. Now how am I gonna eat?
My buddy said, "I told you I'd pay for everything. Happy going away." So
Hey, that's
Yeah,
cool.
What a real one. What a legend.
yeah,
Yeah, for real.
Shouts out you, legend.
yeah. And then I didn't
Goddamn.
talk to him for like 3 years, and then he called me out of the blue and fucking tried to get me in this pyramid scheme, and I haven't talked to him since. So
Pyramid scheme.
yeah, seriously, dude. He fucking like, if you invest, I was like, fuck you, dude. Seriously, after all these years. But yeah. Anyway,
That's what you call me after all
Yeah.
these years about this.
I'd rather
this
had you
great
ask me for the
investment.
money
Yeah.
back than this bullshit, right?
Yeah,
God damn right.
dude, it was nuts.
You don't want your $250 back. You just want me to invest in this bullshit. You want me to invest $250? Okay, I'm kidding.
Dude, so that was my crazy ass Uber story.
That's funny though.
Dude, it was
honestly.
nuts.
That's a good
Nothing.
one.
Something you'll never ever forget. Puking over Uber driver.
Damn, bro. Yeah, I don't know. Dude.
So
That
if
was-
you ever go
that
back to
was-
Phoenix, Arizona, straight up, don't call Uber.
No, no.
Not because if that guy shows up, he gonna kick your ass again.
Just go to Westgate though. It's pretty cool.
Westgate,
just opens
sounds like it. It
It's
sounds like it.
it's it's like the district where like the Coyotes have their stadium and then the Cardinals have their stadium
be cool, then.
on the same campus.
So right down kind of the metro area.
So yeah, like the bars are right here, and then the arena is like probably 100 feet away.
That's cool.
They
and then-
always have like the championships there at that stadium
so
where the
cool.
Cardinals play and stuff. Like I've heard it's pretty,
cool as
like,
fuck.
really cool stadium.
I got to go to the national championship for college football there
Really?
one time. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
That's sweet.
yeah. I think it was Alabama Clemson. Shocker.
Well, yeah. They had a
Right.
stretch there. It was them every year.
I remember I was hammered too, of course.
You have to go to those college games though.
And like,
that, though.
well, we got free tickets because we like they like gave out free tickets to the base to have like some military guys
That's
show up and stuff. Yeah.
sweet.
So like, yeah, and I got wasted and like fell over my fucking like lieutenant and shit. Like he was pissed. Dude.
Oh.
Yeah. Like I already had a problem back then with booze.
fell over my lieutenant.
Dude, it was bad.
Sorry, boss.
Sorry. Sorry. I don't even remember the game.
I skated the dog, boss.
Shit. What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Rekindling.
We're rekindling, bro.
Rekindle.
The rekindling.
Enhance.
It's like the purge, the rekindling.
Yeah, right. It is like that.
Dude, you guys are so funny.
Okay.
Dude, I have a joke that involves that.
Yeah?
I haven't figured out where I'm going to put it in a joke yet, but it's just a little... Oh, wait, I do have it on something.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on my fucking shredded mini wheats joke.
Are we hitting the shredded mini wheats?
I don't know. I want to fucking remember. It's so stupid. I love it. There it is. Okay, I'll just say the part with the purge alarm. The fiber's good for you, but not your underwear. I don't know about you guys, but shredded mini wheats give me farts like a purge alarm.
Classic.
There's a good one.
I do enjoy my shredded mini wheats, but I have mine with choco milk like a fucking toddler.
Good
How many shredded... Oh, okay. This is how it ends. How many shredded mini wheats jokes does this guy have? It's the only cereal you need to either soak for 10 minutes prior or you're eating a brick. Shredded mini wheats is the only cereal you need a glass of water on the side.
For real, though. That's not even a joke. That's just facts.
So that's just written. So that's just written. I've never tried to perform that, so that's rough draft right there.
That's funny.
Rough draft.
That
That's a
first
good
one,
one.
though, the purge, that shit will hit. Like, straight up. That's funny. Like, that is hilarious. It's like, that is funny. That was spot on.
It's so much fun.
That will hit.
It's fun. I had a couple last night, though, that didn't hit.
Dude,
And
you
a-
had some good ones, bro.
But a couple times that I also forgot what I had to say.
It was only like once.
Oh, man.
Dude.
It was only like once.
It was like 3 seconds, but it felt like an eternity.
Yeah.
Like the room like laughed, and I was like, what's that?
Yeah, what's next?
And then the room fell quiet, and I was like, fuck.
But it was a good one. You came back.
The shorter the man.
Because you played it off. You were like, sorry. Totally forgot what I was thinking here. So, like,
Yeah.
it worked. You know what I'm saying?
Super honest.
Hey,
Yeah, and they
sometimes
laughed.
honesty's
They
the best
gave a little
policy.
chuckle about it, and then you were like, oh, yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Fuck, dude, it was so
So,
much
like,
fun.
it worked. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
There was, like, it lasted for 5 seconds. There was 2 seconds where we're like, is he going to get it? Right, though?
I'm so glad I caught it.
And then
Dude,
you gave him the laugh, and we're like, ah.
so that was my
improvise.
That was my second time like actually performing,
Yeah.
and that was my first time I had to do a 5-minute set. This was an 8-minute set.
Which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're up there,
Fuck,
it's
dude.
way longer than you ever could imagine.
Try to memorize to the best of your ability 8 minutes of words.
It's not fun.
Yeah, dude.
It's not
It's
fun.
crazy.
Even in college,
It's hard.
They
Do a lot
make
of
you do
improv-
those like
improv.
exit exams.
You just remember it perfectly.
Dude, I'm like, it's an 8-minute drive to my work, so on the way to work I just said it, and then once I parked I was like, I should be done, and I got the timing right. I just did that every day for like two weeks.
That's the best thing to
Yeah.
do,
Smart,
though.
though. Smart.
Straight up.
Yeah,
And that's what you have to do with
but
those.
now I have to learn to like try to like tell it as a story or like talk to the audience rather than like rehearse what I read.
Yeah.
Like now I can have fun with it now that I'm starting to remember
Right.
it easier.
You don't have to sound
Right.
so robotic
Yeah.
and so scripted with it. It
Yeah.
can be more natural and free flowing. You
Exactly.
can kind of ad lib a part here and there. You know the base kind of
Yeah.
what you need to say.
Yep.
For sure. I bet it gets easier and easier every time
Yeah.
you do it.
But all the good comedians say the best way to get good at comedy is just to go up there.
Oh,
Yeah.
As much as you
You
can.
have to.
As much as you
Yeah.
can. You'll never get comfortable if you stay like hidden and writing.
Right.
You got to go up and do shit.
You want
That's
to be a
cool.
writer.
Yeah.
There's plenty of places that hire writers. You know, you
I'd
want to be
be
a
down.
comic. You got to go up there and do your thing.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
fun, dude.
Dude, you did good.
I hate public speaking. I hate talking in front of people. That's why I chose to do this. So like I have every winter off because I'm seasonal, and so like I started like doing something new every winter, And this winter, I decided to take a stand-up comedy class.
Try.
So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to go do it.
That's
I hate talking.
cool,
yeah, I'm like
that takes a lot of guts to do that.
yeah, man. I hate it. But it's so much fun. I can't explain it.
No,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can
No, I like
understand
it.
the love-hate relationship with it, though. I
Yeah.
can understand that.
I hate it because I'm not comfortable.
No, for sure.
I'm pushing limits.
Uncomfortability is
Yeah.
the best
Yeah.
thing to get success.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't want to be comfortable. If you're comfortable, it's almost like, what the fuck am I doing
They
here?
say if you're comfortable, you're complacent. And what I mean by complacent is you're not going anywhere in life. You're not moving. You're just going to stay there if you're just being comfortable.
You've plateaued.
Yeah, if you're
Yeah.
uncomfortable, it makes you want to keep elevating. It makes you want to keep rising.
That's
And I
true shit.
truly believe that. I really do.
That's why they want you to be comfortable. The government just wants to go, let me give you everything.
Oh,
you guys
no,
will be
that's
fine."
that's a
Here we
whole
go.
other thing that we can
Yeah.
get opening into right here. But you don't want to get Coaster going political. Watch out.
I don't know anything about anything. I don't follow anything. I don't have any
That
social
might be
media.
one of the best policies to have right now, Matthew. Otherwise, it would drive you nuts.
Right, though.
I love it, dude.
I love me being off social media. I can understand like you saying that with politics.
Yeah.
I could feel the same way with social media. I love not reading everybody's fake crap and
Yeah.
trying to impress everyone.
Yep.
They post one thing on online, but you see them in real life doing the complete opposite.
Yeah.
So I got so sick of that hypocrisy. And even myself, I was trying to present a
Yep.
life I didn't live.
Right.
And
Exactly.
it's like, no. Why be something I'm
Yeah.
not? And I'm so much happier just being myself with who I am. That's why I feel like even with just you. The comedy, like just searching who we are and just not being complacent, like being comfortable in life, but just finding what we truly are meant to be and do. And even though you say you hate it and you never were meant to do comedy or anything like that, or you don't, maybe that you weren't meant to do it, but that it just wasn't something you thought you were going to do, I truly just feel like you could be good at it though.
Yeah.
As soon as I heard that tonight, something about that was like, I could see it.
Yeah.
I could see you being a stand-up comedian.
Cool, man. Thanks.
I don't know why, but there's something about it that I really could see it.
Thanks, man.
I can't put my
Shit.
finger on it.
Yeah.
I like it though. I like the idea and the
'Cause
fact
I'm
that you already
goofy?
have gotten. Hey,
Goofy.
but that's sometimes.
Always been.
That can sometimes just be a little half the battle of it is just being goofy and just being like.
You gotta be yourself,
Let's
man.
put it this way.
You gotta be yourself.
And I'm not trying to gas you up or anything like
Gas
that.
me,
but,
baby.
Oh man, big- but I think about it, Mick. Do you know anybody in school that hated Matt Bogard or that didn't like
Ooh.
Matt Bogard? And
Tell
I'm not
me.
even asking you.
Tell me the juice.
I'm asking you. And be honest. I don't really honestly think there was one person I know that disliked Matt Bogard.
I can't-
Straight up.
I really can't think of one.
He's the nicest man around.
There's a few people who didn't like me.
But my point being with that
That's
as
what I'm saying. I
well
don't
is
think-
that's what makes you though
Yeah.
able to be a stand-up comedian as well because everybody likes you. You're likable.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You draw people to you.
I don't think I could be a stand-up.
That's more
comedian.
my point with
I
it.
pissed some people off. So but he's right.
We've
no
made
one-
some
Damn.
people mad, but honestly, you are a very likable person. People get drawn to you.
Huh.
That's why as soon as you called me last week,
Yep.
it was like a tractor beam, bzzz,
Yeah.
like sucked in. Like I was like,
Yeah.
I want to see both. Not saying I don't want to see you, man. I do.
You know how
I
it
do.
is. We always,
But
we
like
always
we said
around.
earlier in the podcast,
We always
come,
around.
yeah, we
We always
always
around.
come back around. Me and you,
'Cause we family.
we always are. We always have
Family,
been.
that's what it
We
is.
always have
Damn.
been. But,
Family,
man,
dude.
when I heard Bogues, I'm like, whoa, I gotta come. Like I gotta see this.
How
dude.
did that come up anyway? I think
Tyler
said-
was.
Kurtzel
you
called me.
Yeah. We
He
We said
called me
something
last
about
week.
Cody, and he goes,
I was like, oh, dude,
just
I haven't
called.
heard from Cody in forever.
"Yeah."
And then
just like, let me
fucking
call.
He's like,
Instant.
Tyler
What
didn't
the
even think
fuck?
about it. He's like,
Hey, he's like, I hear you're gonna be on this podcast. I'm like, what? I'm like, a podcast? I'm like, what are you talking? I think I finally just said, what are you talking about? And I was in the middle of the store. Like I had to go up to the counter, so I felt bad because I was like, sorry boys, I gotta go. Like I'm at this, I gotta go. I gotta talk to this lady right now. But I am so happy I picked up that phone.
damn.
Like, cause I honestly thought to myself, no, like I'm about to like walk up to the counter here. Like
Yeah.
I can call Kurtzel back. Like that ain't no big deal.
right. It's
Like, it's just,
young
you know,
Benatar will be fine.
Yeah, right. He'll be fine for a few minutes, and I'll call him back. No, something about it was like, you gotta answer.
He'll sing a quick
Weird.
song and he'll be fine when you call him back.
Right.
Serenade a tune as
Serenade
Benatar
to
does.
Mr. Benatar.
Oh shit.
That is too good.
Law of
Bro, I'm
attraction.
so glad you picked it up though, for real.
Law of
But I
attraction.
believe I'm not like a big, follower that live my life based off that, but I'm a believer in it.
It works.
The law of attraction. And I
Yeah.
do believe that you keep going with this stand-up comedian thing, anything's possible. You
For
are a
sure.
very likable person, Matthew.
What if?
Just
The
keep
what
a
ifs.
positive
What if I could-
mindset.
Yeah.
And then if you find a detour, you don't let the detour block you. You just
Yeah.
got to find a different way to get around the detour if it's blocking you in
Keep
certain
getting
ways,
up
you
in
know?
front
Yeah.
of that microphone.
Yeah.
No detour is 100% blockade. You can always get around that motherfucker.
It's
you know
true.
what I mean? And if you just take it in a negative way and be like, oh, I can't do it, you're not going to do it.
I don't think my ego can take anymore, guys.
Easy.
Yeah. Be positive, bro.
Nobody put a match out here
Be
because you've been
positive, bro.
gassing me up.
Be positive. Strive through the hard
Is that what
times.
Gassin?
Yeah.
Is that what you meant by that?
Yeah.
Like,
I
I'm not
guess.
trying to gas you up.
I don't
Damn.
know. Is that what it
I don't
means?
know.
Gasoline, or does it mean
Like-
another gas? I don't know.
I'm kidding.
Holy shit.
You know?
I was nervous doing a cum joke there.
That was a good one though. Sometimes you gotta get wrong.
Steve-O says in the beginning, the only jokes he had was sexual jokes.
dick joke.
That's all. He's like, that's all I had. He's like, that's all
It's
I
just-
could do. It was all about sex or coming or something along those lines.
My instructor said, like, don't get too vulgar
Yeah.
right away. Like, learn how to do jokes and stuff first. And someone asked why, and he's like, have you ever talked about that kind of stuff in front of a bunch of strangers? Have you ever done that before?
Yeah,
I was like,
right.
fuck, yeah, that's kind of
I
weird.
guess it is a little awkward.
Yeah. So my second time, I fucking
Thought, well, this would be a good idea. Let me go up here and
It hit,
start
though.
talking about
It
it.
hit though. It hit though. Everyone
man,
laughed. They're
what-
like, oh, but they laughed.
I said I was making a joke about like I don't know if I want to say it, but like basically it ended with someone coming in a bunch of tissues or maybe a shower drain. We call those jellies. I heard someone go ew,
Ew.
and then the carpet donation,
yeah.
and I was like, well, since you asked, I'll explain. The carpet donation is.
Because no one asked. That
You look-
was the best part of it.
Yeah. I was like, it's when you're, let's say, near the finish. You look around, you don't have any cum catchers, so you just rub that shit in.
No, we've never done that before.
Never. Never.
No, the guys were fucking dying. I was like, man, yeah, that was a fucking.
Bro, you killed it, bro.
I just thought it was so funny thought, and I was like, fuck it, like. They're gonna
Go with
like
it.
tell me I can't say. I was
you
gonna
got-
like do the whole like ask for forgiveness or
next time
what
you
was
do
the
it,
what's the quote?
next time you do it, you gotta get a little more into the fucking butt. Be like,
I just wanted it to be as quick as possible.
Yeah.
I didn't want to sit there and look like I was stroking my dick for too long.
Oh, I bet.
You know what I mean? Everyone's just like, oh,
What's this
what
guy
the
doing?
fuck is?
It's calling the
this is the
cops.
first
on-
time he's.
Oh,
This guy's
shit.
making some very weird
What a
motions
pervert.
toward me. He made a stroking gesture my way, and I didn't take that very kindly.
Man.
That rubbed me the wrong way.
I didn't even think about it until afterwards. I was like, holy shit, that was really awkward.
Hey, you know what though?
It wasn't.
did
though.
it.
I didn't feel awkward.
You didn't feel awkward. Oh,
No,
okay.
even Calvin. Like Calvin, we
Says
literally
the guy
said.
that came to the bar like this. Dude, I'm so fucking stoned.
It was 420. You can't hate me for that.
Yeah.
It was 420.
I was lit, bro. I
was lit.
fucked up. But even we said it was you and that there was one other guy we said that was like really funny.
Darius
You guys-
Walker.
Yeah, you two were the best.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Like,
The last guy was really
by
good.
far. You
The
know,
last guy was really good.
from what we've seen.
Yeah, but
Steve
yeah,
left
Darius
after, like, a
Walker.
couple of them. Yeah, he's funny
Dude.
as shit.
Yeah, he's really funny.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of people that you want to like start talking to because like you can hop on like shows with him because
Yeah.
you know
Oh,
he's
sure.
gonna, because he's
Oh yeah.
amazing, dude. So it's like he's gonna like start like kind of headlining smaller shows.
Right. If
And he's
you
gonna-
start opening up for him or some sort of
Yeah,
thing like
exactly.
that, that's the type of train
That's
you
what-
jump
yeah.
on. You
That
get
takes-
noticed.
Exactly.
Getting that networking in.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Working the totem pole.
Yeah, you got to know who the good ones are.
Yes, sir.
Plus, he's nice. Nice dude.
No, that makes it, a little bit better.
Very
Nice.
humble. I was like, dude, I saw you at the comedy project. And he's just like, I was like, you're really funny. He's just like, oh. I was like, and like someone else was like, Darius is new and doesn't know how to take compliments.
Doesn't know how to do it yet.
Yeah.
I guess. Thanks.
Like, shut up, dude. You know you're funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear this 20 times a night. You know you're funny.
Yeah.
Enough about me. I have drank
Take
so
it.
much water.
That's not a bad thing, though.
It's not.
Unless you're going to end up like that lady a long time ago that tried to... Listen, this
Where's
is
this
dumb.
going?
Listen, there was a long time ago, they had a contest when Nintendo Wii's were coming out, and this was the first and last time somebody ever did this, because they had a contest at the store saying whoever could drink the most amount of water would win a Nintendo Wii. This woman drank herself to death, drowned herself to death by drinking, I forget how many gallons of water she drank in like
For a
a short
Wii.
period for a Nintendo Wii, and she ended up dying because she drowned herself.
There was a
Made
there
in
was a
America.
sorority there was like a
Literally.
sorority or a frat that did that, and there was like a death because of that shit.
It's a real thing.
Yeah,
You
dude.
really can drinking too much water, but obviously you ain't drinking it that fast.
Holy shit.
Bro, I drank a lot of water in 8th grade.
Oh.
You know what? I was more the 10th
What?
grade. I was
just saying, because that's when technically 8th grade is when we all came together.
It is true. 8th grade is where we all came together.
8th grade.
8th grade is where we watched
We were in
two
this-
adult males have an affair. in front of us.
We've talked about that so many times. You're right, though.
we
we
were
were
think
all
about
in their
it, though.
class.
Yeah.
We
We
listen,
were all in that one class.
we crossed some lines as far as students like
Bro.
what you can do and can't do.
Get into it, Coaster.
But
Get into
I'll
it,
do it 'cause
Coaster.
I was like their
into it.
favorite.
Bro, you
Straight
was
up.
you was passing love letters. You ain't even know it, bro.
No, that's what's the scariest part is they like involved me in it. That's where I don't even mind talking about it because they straight up were like involving me in that stuff.
Oh yeah, bro.
And I tell you what,
Tripping.
I love bringing this up to people because they don't
Do
believe it, but we witnessed an
Bro.
affair in middle school between
Yeah.
our teachers.
Bro.
That's the kind of role models we had.
And
Yeah.
the worst part is you guys didn't have them, but I had. We'll say Mr.
Young T.
We'll say Big T.
Big T.
I had Big T
And Big
in
Booty
7th
B.
grade. All right, I saw Matthew though. I saw that.
Yeah.
So should we do the little cut roll right there, and then you
No,
can
I
start
just-
it fresh again? Do you want to do that? 'Cause
Sure.
You did say the name. Oops.
I did, but I could also beep it out.
Oh, okay, my bad. Well, then you can just pick it up from where.
We got Big T.
But all right, so
We
we'll
got
say
Big
this.
T and Big Booty B.
Yes, big. All right, so
Big
Booty
T
B
and
and
Big
Big
Booty
T.
B.
Yeah.
All right, these are the names that y'all can have. So,
You know
anyways,
who it is
our
if you
8th
know.
grade teachers were Booty B and Big T, and I unfortunately had this teacher, Big T, in 7th grade. Now listen. Okay. So in 7th grade, he flaunted as if he had a loving family.
Twins.
He had two
Twins.
adorable little kids that were twins.
Twins.
His wife would bring them in, and they would hang out and play in the classroom. And he looked like the all-American dad. I really respected this dude. I really liked him. We got along really well.
Cool ass teacher.
He
Cool
was
ass teacher.
so cool. But he told me the last day of 7th grade. He even introduced me to our teacher. He goes, I'm telling you what, I handpicked you. He said, I'm going to be teaching 8th grade next year. I handpicked you for my class. He said, yeah, I'm going to be your teacher next year. Told me this the last day. And he said, Miss Bruh. Well, whatever.
I can beep it.
Okay. She is going to be.
Big Booty B.
It's, no, not. That wasn't Miss. That was not Booty B. That
This is
was.
a different teacher.
Don't you remember the hottest teacher in our 8th grade?
Oh yeah.
She was supposed to be that was supposed to be partnered up with Big T. And he told me, he's like, and she was in our classroom. He's like, that's going to be your
He's
sub
over here just like.
or your next teacher next year. I'm like, oh, yes. I was so excited. So, anyways, this is what
Still
he
hardy
flaunted
ass
off.
boy.
Yes.
Oh,
well, then
she's
we
so
get to 8th
fine,
grade,
bro.
and I get my teachers,
Sorry,
and
baby, I
it
love you.
says Big T. But it don't. It says this other one, Booty B. It doesn't
Booty
say
B.
the other teacher that I thought it was going to be. So it's like, oh, okay, well, it's a new one, but at least I got Big T. So anyways, throughout that whole year, it started off like normal. They were just coworkers.
It did. They
But
progressed.
then we started to notice that, like, they were hanging out a little bit.
Every time we go to lunch, you come up, we're like, where's Big T? Or where's Big Booty B? And they're like, oh, they're in the other classroom. They'll be right back.
Yeah, they're eating lunch together. And then all of a
Yeah.
sudden it'd be like, you'd see them outside of school together.
Yeah.
And then they were going to functions together, like school
Yep.
functions. And straight up,
You're like,
it
hey,
got
Cody,
to the point,
could you bring this little note?
it got
across
to
the
the
class?
point where they straight up were, not even joking, we were passing their notes for them.
Yeah.
Like they were giving them to us to give, like with other papers and stuff, to give them to the other teacher when we're going to the other class.
Yeah, go
And
run this
come
down to
find
Big
out,
T
They're
real quick
love
for me.
letters. And not only that, we had kids that were willing to really push the line in our classroom. This is what I was saying. Like, we push boundaries looking at Booty B's laptop, Big T's laptop,
Yeah.
when they were not in the room and reading these emails that they were sending back and
Wait.
forth to each other.
I did not hear about this.
Gotta be done, son. Expose
Shout
the
out to
shit.
my boy Fuego Jaca. If you know, does anybody remember who that was? Do you guys know who that was?
No.
Do you want me to say his name?
God,
Yeah.
You remember? He went to Caledonia.
Yeah.
He was that was his last year. He was one of my best friends.
Yeah, it's hard for
He
me to remember.
went on that freaking computer and found the email where she was talking to him about she loved how like he would play basketball at lunch and like get all sweaty and the sweat dripping down his body. She wanted to like basically like be like up against him and like rub it off him and like that kind of stuff.
Wow.
And we were
It got
trying to quick
deep.
read because, you know, like we didn't know when she's going to come in the classroom and coming through that door.
Ballsy.
Ballsy. We were the worst kids. Like we ruined Byron Center. Straight
Oh,
up.
yeah.
Our grade ruined
Put
Byron
a
Center.
straight stamp on that
Did.
shit and said,
But
don't.
it got to
Be
the
careful.
point though where we all knew something was up, and I went on the 8th grade class trip at the end of the year where
Well, that's
school was
what it
done,
was.
and I went to New York and Philadelphia on that bus, and guess who my chaperone was? Booty B.
Booty
now,
B?
I'm on the bus. We're in New York that night. I'm on the bus. They're talking. I noticed she's been like talking the whole time to someone on the phone. And, you know, I wasn't listening too hardcore. But then when we got to the hotel, she was on the phone again. And, you know, being a young, immature kid, I went right over there and I ripped the phone out of her hands. And I said, who are you talking to? And I took the phone and put it up. It was Big T. And he told me everything.
Really?
I swear, dude, we were close. Do you guys remember he gave me just a
Yes.
few weeks before this, they called it the Frank Vandermoor Citizenship Award, but really what
Yeah,
it was,
they did.
it was a Student of the Year. That's what it was. And he gave me for our team. They had one for each team in 8th grade. He gave it to me and Rachel Kuiper.
Oh.
So, like, he loved me. Like, I mean, we had that close of a relationship. He flat out told me on the phone that him and
No,
Oh.
Booty, beep, beep, beep.
It's okay.
My
It's okay.
I'll be-
We can beep it out.
Booty B, that they were dating, that they were freaking, he was done at the school. He was like quit. He had to leave. The school had found out about it. He was going to Grand Haven. Like he had told me all of this.
The school knew about
The
it?
school knew about this. Knew everything about it. And he knew immediately that he was done. He was telling us actually the last day of school even.
Yeah.
That he was going to leave and be
I
done at
remember when
Byron.
he did that speech at the end and he
Yeah.
was like crying about the shit and he like,
but he never told us the real reason.
bro, it's because of Booty
That was
B.
the real reason.
That Booty.
Big T and Booty B.
They're married now.
But I will say,
Wow.
they are together. They have kids. They have a whole life built.
Yeah.
But I just can't imagine in 1 year we watched that. I watched you bring a family in with kids, and you were so about
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
and you just like put them all to the side
For the first piece of ass.
for the first person that you're
That's
alone
a
with.
big old piece
Yeah.
of ass,
Basically,
bro.
like, as a young kid,
That's a big old
it really
piece of
messed
ass.
with me. Like thinking
Yeah.
about it, like I couldn't fathom that.
It's our
Yeah.
role model.
Like, are you that fake,
Fake
or
as
was
fuck.
it just that
It's the Booty, bro.
Booty B?
Wow.
the
Think
Booty,
about
man.
it though, Booty B.
Of all people.
That's all I'm gonna say. Booty.
Right now, like.
Take
Booty
it how
B.
you want that.
She wasn't nothing too crazy.
No,
It's Booty
No.
B.
but
Weird.
Maybe.
I mean, maybe they had bigger problems and they were just
who knows behind
fake, you
closed
know?
doors?
Like,
but yeah,
maybe they were fake in
what
front
was
of
going
everybody.
on. But there were times that like people were claiming that they, you know, would walk into like the room and they would quick like scurry. I never personally got to see that stuff.
There were
but
many
there were
claims.
claims that they would scurry away from each other. And
I know somebody that saw that. Yeah.
Who?
I'm not saying.
You know?
I mean, listen, there
I
were too many
assumed as
times
much.
that they were.
Like, say it.
There was one time where I personally walked in where he was like sitting on the desk and she was like kind of not scurrying away, but you could tell just like
Something's weird.
something happened.
Yeah.
Like something had happened.
Touching
Looking
some
back
dick,
on it, and at
bro.
the time you don't think
I
much
smelled
of it.
juices.
But looking back on it, it's like yeah,
Yeah.
it happened. So
That's crazy, man.
musty.
nobody has like nobody can sit there and say they witnessed like their teachers have an affair together.
And then Mr.
we witnessed
fucking
teachers-
Davis.
Yeah, we witnessed teachers having affairs. Bro, I lived 2 houses down from the
you
guy.
witnessed some
Me-
bad stuff.
So I lived on Portadown, right?
Sure did.
Lived on the last house. Glenn Davis lived what was it like 4 houses
Yeah,
down?
probably around that. Yeah.
It was where the T'd. You know,
Yep.
there was like the T, and he was the first house on the other side of the T.
I thought it was the second.
First house.
Oh, okay. Well,
Pretty sure it
regardless,
was
close
first house.
enough. Yeah.
It was the house that had the fucking little camper in front of it.
Oh yeah.
Right?
The camper. I do remember that.
me and my old friend Kyle would fucking park literally right in front of his house, and we didn't really realize it was his house all the time, right? Until like later, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we're parked right in front of his house, just blowing down blunts every night, every single fucking night, right? Bro, I swear to God, you'd see flashlights in that fucking camper.
Oh, yeah.
You'd see, like, I remember one time. We're sitting there, right, and all of a sudden you hear like a door close and like a car start. And we're like, "Oh fuck, you know, shit, it's a cop or something, right?" No, it's just some car that quick pulled out of his driveway and like left or some shit like that. I don't even know. And then it was like I must have been driving her or something, right? Because she was a freshman. But we're
That
just
could have been, yeah.
we're just sitting here seeing like all these weird things, you know, but we're not even thinking about it, bro. And then all of a sudden it comes out. Oh, does it come out big?
Oh, it came out.
Oh, big.
Mm.
Just say. And like you said, with that one story, you just put 2 and 2 together. You're like, bro, all that weird shit,
You know,
all that weird shit from sitting there for fucking years in front of that house, we caught it.
you literally saw it.
We caught that shit, bro.
Uh-huh.
We hear just noises, and we're like, what was that? Cops? You know what I'm saying? You can't smoke weed back then,
He went to jail with Buzz.
bro. Were you up
Really?
at Central
Yeah, he
when we
was in
saw
jail
him?
with Buzz.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Were you up at
That's weird.
He loved telling that story when he got out.
Were you up at Central with when we saw him up at Central?
No.
Bro, we all saw him up at Central when his brother bailed him out, right? And all of a sudden we're like walking up at the bar. It was at Wayside, and like you just see this guy in a fucking like bedazzled out tap out shirt, and we're like, no fucking way, it's
No
Glenn
way.
Davis. And old Yibbeth's just like, what's up, Glenn? You know,
Dude.
what you doing up here trying to talk to
What?
some fucking 18
That's
year
what.
old?
Yeah, that's what it is.
I
Bro, he's-
swear,
he's a
what is our
creeper.
lives?
He's a creeper.
What
bro.
is it? What did we? I didn't even like realize how fucked up. Like it just seemed
Do you
so
remember
like
Olsen?
normal.
We normalized debauchery and craziness.
Do you remember
honestly.
Olsen?
And like
Olsen in 8th grade?
was
There was
terrible
Olsen
shit.
in 8th grade. Remember the gym teacher in 8th grade?
Teachers was
Oh,
shit,
yeah.
like doing terrible
Gym
stuff
teacher
while
in
we were in
eighth
school,
grade.
and we just didn't even think anything of it.
Science teacher,
I never realized how.
which was a little sketchy.
I mean, I know all their names. Do you want me to say their names? I can.
Do it.
I'll make
You
the
do the
decision if I
bleeps?
bleep or
Okay.
not. Yeah.
Well, let's put it this way.
We got Davis,
Olsen-
Glenn Davis.
Davis had
Olsen.
his thing. Olsen had his thing. Well, the Olsen, nobody really can ever prove it, but those were just rumors.
They said he looked through shit.
The
Oh, yeah.
blinds in the middle school, they were saying that because he was
Yeah.
looking through both of them. Maybe, maybe not.
And my worst encounter with a teacher was just Brillhart embarrassing me in front of the whole class.
Brillhart's a bitch too.
Did I tell
He's
you about
probably
that
into
shit?
too. He was friends with all those fuckers.
So
dude.
we had a test or whatever, and he passed out the test to everyone except for me. I didn't get mine back. So obviously I was like, I'm just gonna get up and say like, where's my test? So I went up to his desk and I was like, I didn't get my test back, and it was sitting on his desk. Yeah.
Such an asshole.
And he said loud enough for the whole class to hear, you are going nowhere in life with test grades like these. Yeah.
And
he's just like, you better start studying or something like that. Like, dude, and like
That's unbelievable that you could say
That
that
shit
to
causes
someone
trauma.
in front of a whole class.
And then I had to turn around and fucking look at everybody.
Look at everybody
looking
and
at
walk
me.
back to your seat
Yeah.
and know that everybody is looking at you.
yeah, straight trauma.
Yeah.
For sure it is.
Yeah.
For a young kid just trying to figure out what he wants to be in the world and whatnot, and you have some asshole adult telling you that.
Yeah.
That's the
Teaching
that's
you
the
that
type of crap that
bullshit
you
ass
do.
math that you're never
That you're
gonna
never
fucking
gonna
learn.
use
Yeah.
unless you're like, specific jobs maybe. But
We all make more than
I'm
him.
fucking
that's the funniest
literally,
part when you
right?
think
Let's
about
get
it.
Oh, game
We all are
on
doing better
point.
than them now.
How does it feel?
How does it feel to have a ex-heroin addict make more per hour than you, asshole?
Like an asshole.
It's crazy, man. I didn't realize how like fucked
Right.
up that actually is. Like, that's
that's fucked up to
crazy.
even
We
say
should
that
do
shit.
Let's do a docu-series. Let's go around and interview some people.
Let's
I'm
go
down
interviews.
with
How does it feel to be? How does
be
it
your
feel to be the
investigative
asshole
journalist.
that was an asshole? You know, like
I'll
fucking
get the inside
motherfucker.
scoop.
God, I couldn't
Is
do
that
it.
what
I
you
just
know?
talk too much shit. I'd
Tell
talk
me
too much
everything.
shit to him.
I get the details. Freeze and Curtis thing.
That was
that was
fucked up.
bad. Murder, suicide.
That was fucked up.
Yeah,
What?
we were like freshmen when that happened.
Remember
the
the,
softball coach, and she was the
Oh,
He was
yeah.
the
Reading
athletic
180
director.
teacher,
Not
whatever,
athletic director. He
trainer.
was the
He was the trainer.
Yeah, he was the
They were
trainer.
dating.
Oh my god.
And it was my sister's coach and best friend. Like when she
Murder
died, it was hard for my sister. But yeah, he murdered her and then killed himself. And they got in a big argument. He was wasted, drunk, and that happened. I think when we were freshmen.
Let's go positive. Who's your favorite?
Oh,
I think you boys maybe have said this or not, but shout out to Miss Krause. Because that was a woman
the
who
shit,
She was
dude.
didn't
cool.
really care who you were.
Yeah.
Just cared if you treated her right and respectful and you showed her respect, she was going to show you respect and
She
try
was
to
a-
work with you as much as she could.
100%.
Bro, she came to my.
She was a real one.
She came to my rock show at Skeletones, bro.
That's cool.
You know what I'm saying?
I do remember that. She
She came-
showed pictures.
she came
yeah.
She
to
came to my
She
fucking
came to-
rock show at Skeletones.
She
She's
did.
like, no, he really does do rock and roll. Like, yeah.
She came to our hockey games too.
Yeah,
She
like,
did,
Krause
yeah.
was
Yeah.
awesome, bro. Shout out you,
Yeah.
Miss Krause.
Krause was very
And she was
cool.
never a bitch to us, bro.
No.
She was stern when necessary, but she was never like putting us down.
She
Yeah.
gave me
You know
a
what I'm saying?
talking to at Johnny Ball's graduation party though.
Oh, no.
Because I just dropped out at that point,
Yeah.
and yeah, let's put it that way. She gave me.
Puts on like her mama pants.
Well, let's put it this way. She basically told me, she's like, "You're not my student anymore, and you're not a student at the school, so I can pretty much say whatever the hell I want to." And she reamed me a new one.
Yeah.
Damn.
Told me how it was, but didn't really change shit at the moment.
Yeah.
Did she know now?
She knew that it was drug addiction.
Like,
The
she's
school
smart
knew.
enough. She's
Well, the
smart
school
enough.
knew. Like
Yeah.
I flat out told them that I'm too sick to come to school, and they
Yeah.
and I'll tell you this: the school tried to work with me. They were like, well, "You can't. We'll let you do everything at home." They're like, "We'll let you do online schooling and everything, but you can't walk at graduation." I was like, "Oh, okay, fair."
Yeah.
My
That's what
problem
they
is
did to me, too.
I had to redo a
Hey,
whole
drop out,
semester
bro.
of online schooling, and I couldn't sit there and do that stuff like at the time. Like my mind was only focused on drugs, and if I ever did get the drugs, I'd be sleeping. So it was,
Yeah.
that's just it was
How much
such a
is some
vicious
math?
life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's basically it was stupid that I ended up like I didn't even take that chance they tried to give me, but. Miss Krause, though, that's someone that deserves a shout out. She
For real,
she
though.
did a lot for me, and just I'll never forget that time she chewed me out at Johnny Balls.
I'm out. I have
did it.
to.
We
I'm
did
so
it.
tired.
What a fucking episode.
But for real, that's how we're having a good time. That's how quick it flies.
We'll have you on again, dude.
I'm down.
Hold
to
on,
come,
hold on.
I'm down. I'm down. To come
Like, subscribe. Cody, you want to plug anything?
Yes.
I don't got anything else.
Clear
but
concrete.
J Fleer Concrete. You need your concrete done? Call me up. I'll help you out. Give you a good price.
We're always
But
here for
other than
that sponsor.
Yeah, right. But other than that,
Everything has
subscribe to
sponsors.
this studio, Elevated Studios, right?
Yep,
Yeah,
Elevate
Elevate
Studios.
Studios.
Elevate
And
Studios.
then if you want to listen to it or send it to people, it's on Spotify too.
Okay, I did not know that. That's
Yeah.
cool.
And what else? Bunch of other shit. Google Podcast.
Oh, really?
Amazon. And
That's sweet.
All the shits.
Audible,
Shout out
maybe?
Anchor.
Yeah, and
Thank you,
Anchor.
Anchor, for making life just so simple uploading this shit. Right, though?
Yeah. Except for it's not Anchor anymore, buddy.
It's not? What is it?
It's Spotify for podcasters.
Spotify for podcasters. All right,
Yeah,
shout out
get it
Spotify
right.
for podcasters. Ski
Jeez,
ski.
bro.
We have to
Big-
talk about them to get sponsored.
Big skis.
Hey, gotta
And,
fulfill your obligations.
Bro,
Yes.
You know what, though? Shout
Anchor.
out Cody for
It's
coming.
yeah.
Anchor?
I'm not
Are we
gonna
doing
do it.
Anchor? Are we in the middle of our Anchor? Are we in the
No.
middle of our Anchor pose
No.
here?
No, it's not Anchor anymore. It's
Spotify for podcasters. Shouts out you.
So pretty much Spotify bought Anchor.
Well, shouts out you,
Okay.
Spotify,
So.
you goddamn monopoly.
So yeah, Spotify if you want to,
Sponsor.
because I know you guys are probably gonna be like working and shit and wanting to listen to it Wednesday. It comes out Wednesday morning at 8.
Wednesday at 8.
Yep,
Got you.
8 a.m.
Remember that one. Mark it down.
Yeah, and then if you want to like send it to your buddies or whatever, you can just share it out on Spotify or YouTube also.
Yeah.
Nice.
If you want to listen to it, but
Listen and watch. YouTube,
And watch, yeah.
all
For
that.
sure.
And shouts out you for coming.
yeah,
Yeah,
thanks
thank
for
you, boys, for
coming.
having me. For real,
bro.
It was a pleasure
Yes,
seeing
sir.
you guys. For real. Bogues, been too long.
Yes, sir.
Have to make this a lot shorter in between. Not 13 years, bud.
Okay,
Yeah,
deal,
so
man.
long, yeah,
That's a
time.
fucking deal.
Hell yeah.
All
Thank
right.
you again, boys.
We out.
Wait for it. Where is it? Come on, push the button. Push the button.